Hi guys, and happy Valentine's Day. So today I'm going to be getting ready for my Valentine's Day date while answering some questions regarding love and relationships. I asked you guys a few days ago on my Instagram to send me some questions, and I got a bunch in Chinese and English, so I'm going to pick a few to answer. But this video is going to be a bit different because I'm going to be answering questions sent in Chinese and questions sent in English. So it's basically going to be a bilingual video. I know it's past Valentine's Day when you guys are seeing this, but you know, February is the month of love, so it's still relevant, and I hope you guys enjoy, and let's jump into the video. So we're gonna start off with foundation. This is the one I use. It's from L'Oreal. I always mix my foundation with lotion like this together because I hate having really thick foundation on my face. Wow, beautiful. So the first question is, how do you know he is the right one? Basically, my answer would be, I don't believe in the right one. As we all know, humans can adapt. So I personally believe that we are compatible with multiple people in this world. We can change, we can adapt to the circumstances we are given. And so there is no one right person that you're just meant to be with. You get to pick who you want to be with. For me, what I look for in a relationship is the right feeling, not the right one. Pretend you like someone. What type of energy or vibration are you creating with this person? And if you like that energy, if it's wholesome, passionate, and just loving, caring, and positive, then that's the right feeling. And when you have that right feeling with someone, I feel like that person can be your right one. In conclusion, instead of looking for one single person out of the 7 billion on planet Earth who you're meant to be with, you can be with anyone you want to be with, as long as you feel like the energy you're creating is a good energy. So that's my answer. So now we're going to move on to concealer, and I'm kind of embarrassed to show you guys, like you can't even see the tag on it anymore, but I'm pretty sure this is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Light. And I'm going to go on to the next question.
如果你男友一直跟其他女生们有不间断的私讯，一直聊天，你跟他说感到不舒服，他只是反驳说又没怎么样，就朋友啊，已经跟他说不舒服了，但他都没有改，不在意，你会怎么办？
还蛮长的一个问题。我是觉得要先看第一，他聊天的对象是谁。如果他今天跟任何一个女生联络，你都会觉得不舒服，或是觉得害怕的话，我觉得你一定要对自己更有自信一点，然后对他也是要有更多的相信，因为你们要维系一段感情，两方一定是要有一定程度的信任嘛，不然绝对走不下去。那如果今天相反的，他聊天的对象是你值得怀疑的，像是他前女友，或是他跟几个女生或某个女生有不间断、很积极的联络的话，我觉得你一定要很清楚的画下一条线，然后你要确保，就是你男朋友踩线的话，一定要有后果，而且是你真的会执行的后果。For example， 你可以跟他说，如果你要跟我在一起，我的原则就是你不能再跟这几个女生联络了，因为让我真的很不舒服。那我讲了，你也没有听。那如果你真的继续这么做，然后你踩了我的线，我们可能就要休息1个月、2个月，然后你要花这个时间去反省，去想你到底愿不愿意为我做出一些改变，尊重我的原则。因为如果你不尊重我的话，我可能就不想浪费时间在你身上。我知道很多台湾女生在感情方面有心事的时候，很容易就是闷着。那我觉得这样是不对的，就是你的 relationship 就是你的责任。如果今天他让你不舒服，他做错了一件事情，但你不愿意真的让他了解到这件事情的严重性，然后保护自己的权益的话，那我会觉得这个女生也某部分要责怪自己。对。So this is the blush that I use. It's the Maybelline Fit Me. The next question is, do you and Patrick have any tips and tricks in maintaining a long-term relationship? Let me think. The first thing that comes to mind for me is communication. And I know it's such a cliche, communication, but it's true, and not a lot of couples can really do it well. And I think that Patrick and I have a very transparent relationship. We are very straightforward with each other. We're able to speak our minds freely, and we just have a very comfortable and trusting relationship, so I think that is why we're able to execute communication so well, and I think it really makes a big difference. Even when I have like the slightest problem, I will tell him about it and he will listen to me respectfully and just hear what I have to say, my opinions, and I'm very thankful for that, and I try my best to do the same for him. And I feel like I'm also a very curious person, and I think that makes quite a difference as well. I have this weird tendency where I like to ask people very deep and personal questions. I just feel like I know a lot more about him, so I know how to communicate and interact with him better. And he also is encouraged by me to do the same, vice versa, and he will get to know me in a deeper level so that he's able to understand and care for me in a better way. And yeah, that is, I think, 2 of my tips and tricks for maintaining a long-term relationship. So next step is highlighter, and if you know me, I am not a good spender. Like, I am a complete saver. I save money like crazy, and I've never bought a highlighter in my life or a bronzer, so I just use my eyeshadow palette. It's this one by NYX. I think it's Ultimate something. I don't know, it's the NYX palette, I'll link it down below. And yeah, I just use the eyeshadows on this palette, the lighter sparkly ones, as highlighter. And I just do this on my nose. And yeah, there's your hack for the day. 我用的眉笔是这支1028的，然后颜色应该是棕色。其实我觉得我真的没有办法一边讲话一边画眉毛，所以等我一下。然后下一题其实不是问题，只是很多人在回复我限动的时候都是打说自己找不到男朋友、找不到女朋友之类的话。等等，我先插播。我等一下要用的眼影盘是这一个，是 ColourPop 的 Give It To Me Straight， 这2个是我唯2的眼影盘。对，那今天应该会以这个为主吧。我知道很多人单身的时候就会觉得自己过得很悲惨，或是自己过得很孤单，但我个人是认为单身的时期是最好的成长机会，因为很多人其实在遇到对的人的时候，他是还没有准备好的，可能他不够成熟，或是他个性上有很多方面的问题还没有解决。那他今天要投入一段感情，然后维系那段感情是非常非常困难的一件事情。所以单身的时候就是要尽量的让自己进步，让自己成熟一点，然后改掉一些坏习惯，这样对的人来的时候，你才是准备好的。我自己在谈恋爱方面有一个我个人觉得非常重要的原则，就是你今天2个人要投入一段感情，你一定是要2个完整独立的人一起结合，一起投入这一段感情。这段感情才有可能成功。你不能是互相依赖，然后靠着对方给予你快乐或是好品质的生活。你一定是要自己有办法一个人好好过，你们2个才能一起好好过。单身的时候一定要先充实自己，改掉自己一些坏习惯，知道怎么带给自己快乐，知道自己喜欢什么，想做什么，这样你以后跟另外一个人在一起的时候，你们才能磨合成功，然后你才会知道你在这段感情之中到底是想要得到什么，然后走得长长久久。And we're back to English mode with eyeliner. I have 4 of these Maybelline eyeliners, and it's because I love like the tip. It's like this really thin, I don't know if you can see. It's like this really thin tip, and it's like very easy to use. But the problem is, for me, when I use these, like they run out of water in like just a few weeks, and it's ridiculous. I just have to do my eyeliner off camera because I cannot do it for the life of me if I'm not 100% focused. So yeah. 下一个问题有点长。
男友很优秀，在路上有很多人搭讪他，所以每次都觉得自己应该要化妆打扮才配得上他。他总说我不打扮也漂亮，却也说路上眼睛大腿长的女生漂亮。怎么让自己有足够的自信站在他身边？
其实后面还有，但是大概是这样。那我觉得今天你男朋友会喜欢上你，决定跟你在一起，一定是有他的原因。你一定有自己的特点、特质、魅力点吸引到他嘛。今天如果在路上有一个很帅的男生，你一定也会看过去，然后就是心里想说，哦，他好帅哦，这样。那他可能也是这么想，他只是会表达跟你说出他觉得这个女生很正很漂亮，但不表示他在那1秒钟就是爱上那个女生，不可能嘛。 你一定是有你自己独特的地方，才会吸引到他，你们才会在一起。那你只是要对自己有更多的自信。那自信建立的方法，我觉得我要直接再拍一支影片才能讲得完。但是简单来说，我觉得你要先知道你在什么时候做什么样的事情的时候，你会对自己说，我确定我可以把这件事情做好。这就是对自己的信心嘛。你知道你会把一件事情做好的时候，你就是对自己有信心，让你去一直做那件事情，重复做那件事情，你就会提醒你自己，我对自己有信心，我是有办法把事情做好的人，你就会慢慢的建立出自信。我个人是认为，如果你想要有自信的话，一定要先了解自己。如果你自己看不出你自己的特点，你可以去观察亲朋好友的反应，或是直接去问他们你是怎么样的一个人，去了解自己的优点和缺点。那你找到自己的缺点的时候，就是去改进嘛；找到自己的优点的时候，你就是一定要很 cherish、很 appreciate， 就是真的知道你在做某些事情或在某些方面是很有才华的、很优秀的，你要给自己那样的 credit。我这段讲了很多中英混杂，但反正我会放那个字幕在这边。Back to English mode, I have my Shiseido eyelash curler, and what I normally do is I'll like take a. Should I just show you guys? So basically, what I do is I take my eyelash curler and my hair dryer, and I just turn it on to the hottest mode and do this. And then basically, while it's still like hot, I'll curl my lashes so it stays in place for a longer period of time. Okay, so now we're back and we have curled lashes, and I'm going to move on to mascara while answering another question. So the next question is an easy one. It says money or love, and I can tell you within a heartbeat, I would pick love any day, hands down. I'm just a sentimental romanticist, and I have always been. And so I would pick love any day. I did one eye, so the mascara that I'm using is also from Maybelline, and it's the yellow and purple one. I think it's Big Shot. The reason why I have so many Maybelline products is because when you walk into a cosmetics store, the Maybelline like stand is always the closest to like the door, and I'll go to the stand and pick something up and it looks legit, and I'll just go like, hey, why not? If you can't tell by now, my makeup is very amateur and basic. 下一题是有时候担心我的爱没办法维持得像我想象的久。那我看到这一题的时候，我不知道我有没有理解错误，但我看到这个问题的感觉是，这个女生好像害怕她对她男朋友的感情和爱慢慢的淡掉了。我个人对爱情有一项原则，对，又是另外一项原则，就是爱情是选择，它不是靠感觉的。我觉得很多高中生和大学生可能看了太多那种浪漫的电影或小说之类的，他们就会觉得爱情就是一直都会有那种很强烈的感觉，但这样是错误的，因为热恋期总有一天就是会过，然后你一定要接受这样的一个现实。那就算热恋期过了之后呢，你要怎么知道你还是爱一个人？你每天早上起来，你愿意接受和包容一个人的不完美，一个人的缺点，然后你愿意选择跟他在一起，这就是爱，就是这样。如果你现在是在经历这样的阶段的话，你要慢慢的去调试自己的心态，去习惯你们的新的相处模式，还有你们的 relationship 走到了一个新的 chapter 这样。但另外一个可能性是，他可能做了一些事情让你不开心，或他个性和习惯方面有一些你很希望他改掉的东西，他就是改不掉，所以让你觉得你的对他的爱没有办法维持像想象那么久的话，我觉得你一定要好好的跟他沟通，你要很诚实、很 open 的跟他说，就是我觉得哪里出了问题，我觉得我们两个之间这段感情有哪里好像有点不对劲，而且就算你不知道就是到底哪里出了错，你可以提出来跟他说，我觉得最近我们两个之间的关系跟以前有点不太一样，你们可以慢慢去讨论，一起去发现你们需要做出哪样的改变才能继续走下去，这样。I'm honestly losing my voice over this video. It's ridiculous. So the last step is lipstick, and I'm going to be using this one by, yes, you guessed it, Maybelline, and it is in the color 65 Seductress. I don't know if I can even answer another question because my throat hurts so much. So that is the finished look, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and found it helpful, even if it's in the slightest way. And happy Valentine's Day from me and mine to you and yours, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video.